Hey everyone, welcome back. So, in this video, we are going to talk about do writing in pen helps us, or we are talking about the importance of stationery in our life. Remember, when we started our life, when we started learning how to write, we were using a slate. A slate, which can be anything, it's a piece of stone or something, a chalk uh, writing instrument which we in schools and colleges they use, where nowadays it has become a green board concept where we use the chalks and non-dust chalks and all. So that's our first learning. Why we had that habit of writing, and why not our parents or our forefathers or whoever taught us how to read and write, why did they never taught us to do typing as compared to writing using a stationary pen? See, this is basically an ink roller pen or anything and all that. But the importance is very simple. The human brain is having a neural network connection within the body. So as the hand writes, the brain is having utmost attention because there's a limited space. So if you see this, if you see this page, this is a single line. Now, because this line, based on your handwriting style, whether you're writing cursive, whether you're writing normal writing, whether you're writing bold, whether you're writing big, small, medium, does not matter. A single line might contain, say, 10 words. Now, 10 words, and it will have 10 different spaces between these 10 words. So, when that space is happening, so in a single line, you have 21. So, 10 space, 10 words you're there. So you're cautious enough because because while writing, if you do too much of scratching, like okay, you wrote a wrong word, cut, again you are writing. So it does not look nice whoever is reading. But if you're writing on a sequential basis, which is like going very carefully, that happens. What the problem happens when you're typing and you're not writing, and why we say importance, give importance to writing is very simple. When you're typing, there is a delete option, there is a undo option, there is a backspace option. So if you typed something wrong and you say, oh okay, I typed it wrong, tuck 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 tuck, 5 6 times you press the back key, and or you select that particular section of lines or that word, or say there's a line which you want to delete. Rather than going tuck 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 tuck, you select that whole line and press delete, and then rearrange the whole paragraph. But imagine the same thing you have to do here. You wrote 5 lines. Now you have to delete one line. So you strike that one line completely. Okay, so let's say 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now you say fifth line is no more needed. So you put a strike. Now that itself created a gap between the first 4 lines and the last line. Now, if it could be a digital notes, you could have done the editing. You could have pulled that line up and you would say, look, this is the perfect note that is there. But because it's a manual notebook, what you have to do is you have to rewrite it, or you have to mark something. And but even though when somebody reads, it does not look nice. Now you will say, then say digital notes is far better than the physical notes that we write, because these papers will go away sometime, somewhere it will be misplaced and we will throw it. Yes, what do you do? Write it, take a snap in your phone, store it in your phone, inside your phone, in a folder or in your laptop. So write it first in your handwriting, and then take a picture. Okay, just keep like this, or keep it on the table, and maybe like take your phone. Okay, let's say this is, I kept it on the table. Take your phone and take the scanning. So whether it's a Google Lens or it is your camera or anything, just use this page, take a picture, save it into the folder. Now what happened is, you go and access those digital notes, but those notes are written by hand. So you memorize every word that you have written because you were cautious, because you had limited space in this. You had limited space. You will say, this is a letterhead, right? And this is a notepad, right? Yes. If this goes wrong, I'll tear this paper and then I'll do. Fine. You wrote something, you realize this is not looking nice, so you teared up, then what will happen? After you tear the paper, you will still have to rewrite again. Now, if you start rewriting again, it will take that same amount of time what you spent earlier. Let's say if you spent 15 minutes to complete that page. Now, because of one single scratch and few single scratches, you want to take that whole thing out and redo the whole thing, will always consume time. But if you only do that one page, that will consume very less time because you just have to rewrite that whole page. And obviously you will do the same thing. There is no hard and fast rule into it. You will do the same thing, and that is what the beauty is. But writing gives you an option. There's a limited set of fonts in digital. Those fonts only you can use. Custom fonts to install, to use, that will be difficult. You don't have the ability to create custom fonts and all that. But when it comes to writing, the importance of writing, you get the privilege of telling the world who you are, what you are, and what is the style of your writing and capability. Remember, your writing style denies a lot of things about you. The way you write the letter, the way you jumble up the words, the way you form that statement, that has got a different meaning because that you spend time on reading and other thing, and that brings that opportunity. So, is it okay to have a cheap 10 rupees or 15 rupees pen, or is it really needed to spend that 20, 30, 50 or 100 bucks on it? I will tell you, both works fine. This too works fine for me. Where this is much smoother, this is little tough to write because that one. So I don't mind doing that, but the philosophy is very simple. You need to have three, or rather say four, because we have only five fingers, so let's consider five. You need to have just five pens. That is more important to you. Two of them are blue, one of them is a black, one of them is a green, one of them is a red. So you have blue, black, red, green, all color combinations. Green because you want to, I will talk about myself. Green is basically, I love the symbol. This has been authorized to people who are at powerful position and all, but I still believe that when I take notes, I feel much better in terms of green because this is the color which attracts me. Second, a red pen just to make an highlighting or mark the remark saying this is wrong or this is something like that and all. A black because sometimes you like to mark something or squirrel down something. A blue might not be an ideal thing for everybody. I'm not saying it is, but I'm just giving in general. Some people love to use black more as compared to blue, so that will be because black is one black, carbon black, natural black, whatever it is, that will remain one. When it comes to blue, you have got darker shades, lighter shades, all that, so it becomes a little difficult for that. Okay, that's one thing. Having one costly or an expensive, not very expensive, maybe like 100, 200 rupees a pen, which is a writing pen which is decent enough and you can refill, not like buying for 100 bucks and writing and it ended or damaged, you throw it. No, that's why people love fountain pen, because you don't have to throw every time. It's like it's a delicate piece, you have to take care of it. You can go ultimate cheaper to very high, so maybe like about 500, 600 you can go, and starting from 500 all the way you can go to lakhs rupees because of different materials that is used. What is important for you is to write. Now, when you write, you receive a abundant amount of information which is very beneficial, and you have to carefully choose the stationery which you want to use. It's not compulsory the combination of pen that I told, but it's the combination what you want to create. If you are comfortable with black and green is okay. If you're comfortable with green and blue, that's also absolutely okay, because these people or anybody who is watching will always use that one. But there are certain priorities everybody has. So when I'm reading a book, I always hold a green pen to highlight, but I also do have other things. Now, When it comes to fountain pen, there are various types of nibs, various types of options. So that's a separate video. We will keep it for doing, and we will talk about that in different, because there are various nib patterns are there. We will try to create each nib a single video for the podcast kind of thing, and the same thing we will try to do it for the channel, and we'll see how it works for us, because either of the one which works will always be beneficial for us. So, by understanding this much, there's a very interesting part that you realized is typing is far worse than writing, because in writing you have the command over your hand, what you're writing, how you are writing, most everything is all important. But when it comes to uh, digital, you don't have any regulation. You have regulation, but you have certain limited thing. Here you have limited space, there you have limited time, you have limited space. But it's always the same thing to uh, go by the logic of ancient traditional system of pen and paper, and doing the activity part of it. So that's all for this vlog. I hope you would have got a little bit of clear idea about the benefits of writing versus typing. I don't contradict with the thing that typing is better or writing is better, but preferably writing is the first thing that we learned before even learning how to type. So a computer was far, far behind when it comes to human creation. Who created the alphabets? Who created the letters? Who created the grammatical symbols and all that we are using? Then it came into a place where we had multiple languages, multiple writing patterns. Some languages pull the writing pattern from somebody else. So that's a very critical factor, and that's a you can say kind of critical structure to it. So that obviously creates a problem, that's obviously creates an obstacle. So the final conclusion will be very simple: spend a little bit of amount on a good pen. You can have one blue and one black, that's sufficient, and the other, the green, blue, red, whatever you want to use, you can use anything, whether it is a gel or rollerball or a fountain pen, whichever it is, that's absolutely okay. Second thing, spend little time in research, doing, should I buy this brand, should I buy that brand, why should I use this brand, why should I use that brand, because that gives you an opportunity. And have a pouch like this which contains the basic stationaries that you have: a pen, a mechanical pencil, an eraser, and a set of nibs, a set of lead is like you have point 0.5, point 0.7, point 0.6, 1 mm thickness, what all different thickness nibs are there. The common in the industry is 0.5, that is what the people use. So use a good fountain pen, maybe like one blue, one black, one red, one green. If you believe that you don't want to use and throw, which is I love to have a refillable option, which means I can always refill, whether it's a cartridge, whether it is a gel pen refill, does not matter, but I can do that. But you have to do. So one of the series that I can recommend in terms of writing instrument is Pilot. You can use Pilot pens, because those are not ball, they will have ink pens, and you can always use Pilot. You can use Uniball, you can use all different brands are there. You have Adgel, you have so many options are there. When you search in Amazon, you will get it a bunch of things. You say gel pen, ball pen, roller ball, fountain pen. Fountain pen comes obviously in the last. First comes is the ball pen, then comes the what you can say gel pen, then comes the roller ball, then comes the fountain pen. So it's always a sequence of up down, and it always happens that one, and that will be a very common tendency, and that will happen obviously. So do spend some time researching on the good paper, time on picking the best stationery and sticking forever with that. Maybe 2 years, 3 years, and then you say, okay, it's long enough, I need to change. So you change that. But until then, you need to have that opportunity, you need to have that option of writing. So that's what it is, and that's how it is, that the importance of writing will give you a perspective that your neural connections will be very sharp, your thinking ability will be very sharp, your observations will be strong enough, because when you are writing, you are recalling in your brain and you're writing, and somebody has helped, you have learned from them, then you have it in your subconscious mind, now you're putting it in the paper, helping the next lot of people to utilize that one and get the benefit. So, with that, I end here. In the upcoming videos, we will talk about the use of notepads and letterhead. I mean, bigger notepads, smaller notepads. There are various types of pens that we have, and what's the best thing that you can utilize. If you're a student, if you're a working professional, if you're a business owner, what is the benefit of using a particular set of pen that is more benefit and more informative? In general days, what kind of stationery you can use, versus when you are going to the exam, what kind of stationeries you can use. So all these things will give you a perspective about the thing of writing is far better than typing. So with that, I start end this blog. If you like this video, please do hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, and also leave down your comments in the sections, and topics what we could not touch, or you want us to pick a specific topic and elaborate it for people. We will do that in the upcoming days. Thank you very much.